Between 2014 and 2018, Marriott International was suffering from a massive data breach. Almost 400 million personal records were accessible to hackers. That included the usual, like names, addresses, credit card numbers, and phone numbers, and some more rare info, like passport numbers and travel locations. It was one of the largest data breaches in history. But how did this happen? And who is being held accountable? A data breach happens when a person or group of people gains access to sensitive or secure data. Usually that's financial data or personal data.
This could be credit card information, banking information, what we call personally identifiable information, or PII, and that's things like your social security number, your date of birth, your home address, health records.
And if you've been watching, you might have noticed the number of data breaches has been increasing. And so has the number of people affected.
So most data is now stored in the cloud. We're putting in a space where technically you can access it anywhere, and that gives access not just to the employees who are working everywhere and anywhere, but to people who might want to gain unauthorized access.
Some of the companies that were around every day, they've all been hacked.
Yeah, you can feel pretty helpless in this day and age when it comes to keeping your data protected. It seems like everybody's working against us.
But we still have one question. Who's working for us? Almost all of these major data breaches have been preventable. When Marriott bought Starwood Hotels in 2016, they didn't check up on or fix their cybersecurity system. And even some employees said that that system was vulnerable to hacks. In 2015, an employee at one of Anthem's subsidiaries clicked on a phishing email, and almost 80 million user records were exposed.
I would say as of now, the current approach is consumers are bearing the risk when they decide to create an account, to submit credit card information or any other sensitive information to a website.
Marriott is now facing a massive class action lawsuit, as many organizations have before them. But what consumers need isn't compensation, it's security.
You don't want to wait until after something has gone wrong to make sure you're protecting the data to the best of your ability. They should be constantly reevaluating what they currently have in place. Are there areas of weakness that make them more vulnerable to being hacked? And putting the time and, honestly, money into updating when necessary.
But until then, what can you do to keep your information safe? Stay up to date on your financial records, check your credit card statement, review your credit report every few months, and on a basic level, use a password manager.
People don't like to be bothered by the extra work, but security is work. And when we focus more on just getting to what we want, we worry less about security, we're making ourselves more vulnerable.
Marriott told us they're phasing out their Starwood systems and enhancing their security. But it looks like consumers will just have to wait and see. Thank you so much for watching. I want to give a big thank you to Josh Davidsburg for supporting me through this whole process of making this video. Check out the Newsbin channel to see all the other projects we got to work on this semester, and check out Capital News Service to see other great works of student journalism.